Bulgy. This is a story about Bulgy the bus. He came to work on the island of Sodor during the busy season. He thought he was better than all the engines, so he tried to take their passengers away. It was a sightseeing season on the island of Sodor. The Fat Controller's engines were working hard. The station was crowded with people. Duck, Donald and Douglas were taking passengers from the station to other parts of the island of Sodor. Some passengers had been brought to the island of Sodor by a big red bus called Bulgy. Bulgy looked at the crowded platform and frowned. "I'd have brought more passengers if I'd known how many were here already," he said. "But they're all really enjoying themselves," said Duck. "Bah!" replied Bulgy crossly. Duck thought Bulgy was very moody. Bulgy was rude to all the engines. Every time he saw them, he yelled, "Down with the railways!" He said railways should be closed, so coaches, buses and cars could do everything instead. The engines thought Bulgy was rather silly, but when another bus arrived to take Bulgy's passengers home, the engines were worried. This was meaning that Bulgy was going to stay on the island of Sodor. Would he really get the railway closed down, and what would the engines do then? Bulgy told the passengers they could get down to the big station faster than the engines could. "That's rubbish," said Duck. "It's much further by road." "Yes," said Ivor, "but Bulgy says he knows a shortcut." That evening, Duck was about to start his final journey of the day, but he only had a few passengers aboard. He waited for a few minutes, having more return up, but none did. Just then, Duck heard a loud toot toot. Bulgy was off from the station. He had a sign at his side saying railway bus. Most of Duck's passengers had gone with Bulgy because he had told them he was working for the railway. "Stop!" called the railway staff as Bulgy pulled away, but it was too late. "Yabby snaps!" Bulgy said as he roared away with the passengers. Duck and his carriages, Alice and Mirabelle, set off on their journey with the few passengers they had. "Bulgy is a nasty old thief," said Alice to Mirabelle. "He's taken our people." Duck knew they had to stop Bulgy taking their passengers. If it carried on like this, the railway could be closed down. He wondered what they should do. But Bulgy was about to be stopped. His shortcut led down a narrow road with a low bridge. As he rushed onto the bridge, there was a sudden screeching noise and he grounded to a halt. He tried to move forwards and he tried to move backwards, but it was no good. He was totally stuck. Cars and coaches beat angrily at Bulgy because he was blocking the road. "A tall bus like you should never have gone down this road," they said. Bulgy's passengers were furious. "We shall go in dark," they said. "You'll never let us down on this. We're going to miss our train at the big station. It's all your fault," they yelled at Bulgy. Bulgy didn't say a word. As Duck reached the bridge, a man appeared by the track waving a red warning flag. Danger!" he cried. A bus is stuck under the bridge." Duck moved slowly forward and saw Bulgy under the bridge. "So that's Bulgy's so-called shortcut," he laughed. Bulgy held his breath and Duck slowly moved over the bridge. "The bus tricked us," said Bulgy's passengers. "He said he was working for the railway, but he lied. Can we go with you instead?" Duck agreed and took all the passengers to the big station in time for their train. The passengers promised they would always travel by train from then on. Bulgy was under the bridge. He had to wait all night before he was rescued. He didn't learn his lesson though. He still thought he could take over the railway. But by then, everyone knew that it was faster to go by train, so they all travelled the engines instead. Bulgy decided to retire. He asked the farmer if he could live in his field and look after his hens. The farmer agreed. From that day on, Bulgy was much happier. The engines enjoyed hearing about his grand adventures on the bus route and how terrible engines were. They didn't know any better, and Bulgy felt proud because the hens produced more eggs than ever before. The end.